Werewolf by Night is the latest Marvel Studios feature presentation. Actually, you know what? It's a special presentation. But yes, this is exclusive to Disney+, and this is the announcement that came pretty much out of nowhere from D23, wasn't it? Nobody was expecting Marvel to really dig into the scary realm past the Doctor Strange 2, but here we are. It's a brand new Halloween special. It's 55 minutes long. You can stream it anytime you want on Disney+, and it stars Gael, Garcia, Bernal. Also, you know, you gotta plug in the fact that this is directed by one of the greatest composers alive right now. But following the death of Ulysses Bloodstone, 5 experienced monster hunters, including Jack Russell himself, are summoned by Ulysses' widow to Bloodstone Manor. Here they are instructed to participate in a competitive hunt to determine their new leader, who will be the ultimate wielder of the powerful Bloodstone. It's actually pretty interesting how it all shakes out, but here's my thing, guys. Spoiler-free, of course. I was really curious to see how Werewolf by Night was actually going to play out, because I was looking at press images for this. They're in black and white, for sure, but I had no clue that Michael Giacchino was directed to this project. Now, you guys might be well aware that this guy is pretty musically gifted. He's given you some of the greatest scores in movies over the past 20 years or so. A lot of them for MCU projects themselves. But Giacchino himself has stated that he has always wanted to dip his hand into the directing pool. He's always wanted to sit behind the camera in the director's chair and control everything. He's a composer first and foremost, but I always love seeing these guys step out of their comfort zone, whether it be a composer turning into a director becoming an actor for a short time. It's honestly really refreshing to see, and I gotta tell ya, if Michael Giacchino decides that he wants to direct more movies down the line, TV episodes, Marvel specials, whatever they are, I'm not opposed, because this guy actually showed a lot of prowess behind the camera. Not just in the way these shots are framed and how these kills are presented, which are pretty brutal, mind you. For a Marvel project to include beheadings like this, that's freaky as hell. Now granted, this was in black and white, you know, they could have gotten away with saturating the redness of the blood here. So probably allowed them a little bit more leeway to get a little bit more gruesome here and there. But you know what? It's specials like this that kind of show Marvel Studios that, you know what? You can throw stuff at the wall and just be so, like, out there. Insert Deadpool 3 announcement right there, which is going to be rated R. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are coming back, thank the Lord. But I mean, if this movie came out in theaters, it probably would be rated R, and unfortunately, because Werewolf by Night is not a recognizable name, people probably wouldn't have gone to the theater. And it's a darn shame, because my biggest issue with Werewolf by Night actually is the length. 55 minutes is not very long, obviously, for a little special like this. Pretty easy to sit through. I would not have been opposed to a feature-length movie about this character, who Gael Garcia Bernal portrays brilliantly, might I add. Yeah, he's your typical werewolf here and there, and he's kind of your typical badass that you'll see in Marvel movies. But there's just a subtlety about this performance that I just couldn't help but admire. More so than others. But I think the thing that'll really get people talking about Werewolf by Night is the fact that it's in black and white. And probably the biggest praise that I can give this relates to Michael Giacchino's direction. He really made you feel like you were watching an old-timey Universal monster-style movie in the 2020s. This special feels like something that came out 90 years ago, just with better budget, adjusted for inflation now. Because it really does feel like a movie from the 30s. There's definitely homages to Frankenstein in here. Definitely homages to The Mummy when Boris Karloff did that years and years ago. And what I really enjoyed about it is Werewolf by Night never really felt derivative of those movies. Yeah, sure, there's monstrous elements in there that you might have seen before, but it still all feels like its own creation. Also, bonus points to Giacchino for including those little cigarette burns in the corner of the screen, which would basically, those of you who aren't familiar with movie theater history, those would basically tell the projectionist, hey, it's time to switch reels. Very old school, but I for one really enjoyed myself with this special. I'm going to give Werewolf by Night an A-. If Kevin Feige decides to do more Halloween stuff like this down the line, I'm not opposed. If Michael Giacchino decides to direct more in the future, I'm not opposed. And of course I'm not opposed if people hire him to write their music, because, come on, the guy's a genius. Also, mad props to him for composing this score along with his direction, because that's not an easy thing to do, and I think he pulled it off really nicely here. But let me know what you guys thought of Werewolf by Night all down in the nifty comment section below. Did you see it yet? Did this review convince you to see it? Because honestly, guys, I love what I do here. I love discussing all things geeky in the Marvel universe, in the Marvel Comics universe, all that jazz. So if you guys are a new viewer and you want to continue discussing all these geeky topics with me, do consider smashing that subscribe button. You will not regret it. It's completely free. Do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button on your way out. That would be tremendous help in getting this content out there to more people. Stay tuned for more exciting content hitting my channel very, very soon. Looking forward to seeing Amsterdam at some point towards the end of this weekend. And yeah, I don't think I forgot about my Halloween special either. I will be reviewing Sinister after I rewatch the movie within these next couple of days, so stay tuned for that and much, much more, my friends. Y'all are the best. And with all that being said, back talk, commence!